good afternoon. It's a pleasure and honor to be in front of all of you. For me, I have been an entrepreneur before I joined BSE, and I know how tough it is to raise funds. For almost the entire journey, I was working on one side, and I was funding an enterprise on the other side with all the funds I had. And so it's very, very tough to raise funds, and every entrepreneur finally works for also creating wealth. So somewhere on the line, I used to be an IT entrepreneur, and I had a software firm which kind of became slightly big, and I realized that either I have to work full-time for that venture or I have to sell it off. I sold it off to BSE, and that's how I came into BSE. First thing that came to my mind was that if there was a listing, it would have been very helpful. For a variety of reasons, but one of the most important reasons is what I call taxation. When you work hard, many of you are entrepreneurs, many of you want to raise funds, it's very early for you to think of selling out. But if you don't have a game plan to exit, it's an issue because you may get stuck at some point in time, and it's like an Abhimanyu. You go into Chakravyuh and you don't know how to come out. So exit is a very interesting phenomenon. But why I remembered listing, earlier in life I set up NSE, I set up many things including Mumbai Indians and all, but that was for somebody else. But when this company was sold off, the biggest issue in my mind was that I was getting funds for selling the stake over 5 years, and the tax liability was actually arising in the first year. So if you are getting X, actually 2X is going in tax liabilities, because the payouts are over 5-6 years. And please be aware that if you were listed, if I were listed, I would have got capital gains tax of 0. That time, I said if there is a way to get a small guys like me to get listed, I would work on it. So when there came a chance to work on setting up an SME listing platform, I said, let me work on this and try to make it a success. On March 17, 2012, we launched the SME platform of BSE. Today, there are 63 companies listed with a market cap of around 7,300 crores. Each company is valued around 120 crore now. And 15 more companies will list in next 1 month. Every day, we are getting newer companies. India has around 10 lakh plus companies, probably 13 lakh registered companies. And if every one of them listed, it would be a great sort of initiative for not only the entrepreneurs, but also the shareholders. Now, what is listing? You might have heard, all of us read newspapers. We get frightened as entrepreneurs that I nurture this baby and somebody takes it over, right? These takeovers and mergers and everything happens, and suddenly my baby will go away from me. It doesn't happen that way. It is exactly, you are sitting in US and reading about Indian newspaper, and you might be thinking in India, every day there is some bombing, there is some rape and so on and so forth, so I should not be sending my kid to India. But we know in India, most of us are civil, and most of the time it doesn't happen. Only thing bad news becomes news and comes to newspapers, and so we become a little reluctant to actually explore listing. Listing is a phenomenal framework for everyone, especially for entrepreneurs. And I just want you to be aware that raising funds through private equity, through venture capital, through angel is very, very important. But coming to listing is unbelievably good. When you are listed, even private equity can also invest in you. It's not either or. Venture capitalists can invest in you. Angel funds can invest in you. It's not something which is substitute. It's complementary. And so when you list, or rather when you take money from a venture capitalist, final condition will be you need to list. They need an exit. They are also Abhimanyu coming into your Chakravyuh. And finally you will have to list. So might as well list beforehand. And that's where this SME framework is extremely important. A company with less than 1 crore rupees in issued capital can list on BSE today. In one crore rupees now, 2-bedroom flat doesn't come in Delhi, right? You can't buy even a 2-bedroom flat, but you can list a company. And still people say, why do I need to list? And for me, every entrepreneur has a dream, right? Has a dream to become Dhirubhai. You mean to say that Dhirubhai could become Dhirubhai without listing? Every entrepreneur wants to be Narayan Murthy. Could he become Narayan Murthy without listing? Start early. List yourself. And when you list, you raise funds. That is the topic for today. You raise funds because as entrepreneurs, everyone has some or other needs and we don't have our own funds. Even if parents are rich, sometimes they stop giving us. If we go list, then we get additional capital which we can use to borrow more. If you have listed your shares, they are actually giving two-way quotes. There is a price which comes every day that your share has become 10 rupee, 12 rupee, so on and so forth. Once the share is listed, you can use it for collateral to borrow more funds. It becomes like otherwise we have to mortgage houses and other things many of us might have done if you have taken bank loans. But if you list, you can use that listed share capital which you have to borrow more funds. And the new framework says that you can list your company with only 25% of the capital given out. So 75% remains with you. When 75% remains with you, can anyone take over your company? No, because 75% of the voting rights are with you. So that's why nobody is going to take away your companies. It's extremely easy to list. From idea to execution, 3 months. If you have balance sheets of the past and so on and so forth, which all of us should have, right? And so you can actually, from idea to execution, within 3 months, you can list your company. And it gives you tremendous advantages. I'll just list some of them. And I have missed out on all that, so I kind of try to tell every entrepreneur, given a choice, list yourself, list your company. Show your baby to the world. Don't keep it in your room hiding the baby. Then there is no talent coming out. First and foremost is what I call creation of wealth out of income. Many of us start young. We have scooters and we think if we get a car, life will be made. Some of us get stuck at the car level. Then some of us say, no, if I have S-class, I am made. So we get S-class and we kind of get stuck there. We don't go beyond. But if you have a business model, and if you have a framework to grow, listing is going to get you wealth which you have not imagined. Today, if you are making, say, 1 crore in your business a year, you have a 5 crore turnover, 1 crore profit. How much remains with you after paying taxes? Right? Very little. And then if it's a company, if it's not a limited liability partnership, it's a company, then you want to pay dividend, then there is dividend distribution tax, right? So finally, out of 1 crore, what remains with you is 50 lakhs in some sense, close to that. Because tax takes away a large part of stuff. But if you are a company with 5 crore turnover and 1 crore profit, you might be listed at, say, 20 crore of market capitalization. 1 crore, actually you get in hand 50 lakhs, and you are nobody because you can't buy even 1-bedroom flat with that. But at 20 crore, now you start getting counted, even in your own mind, that I am worth 20 crore, right? And yesterday only I was in Calcutta in NASSCOM meeting like this, and somebody came out and said, boss, all this you said, but why I listed was for different reason. He said, I listed because I wanted to be in the 5,000 companies of the country. When I say that I am listed on BSE, the bank manager gets up because it's supposed to be large company when they get listed. I am no longer a small situation. When I am saying listed on BSE, it gets me that prestige. And that is extremely important for me. And everyone has their own reasons of why they want to basically list. But when you have an income of 50 lakhs net, and when you have wealth of 20 crore, and that also tax-free. If you hold your shares for more than 1 year in India, capital gains tax is 0. So when you sell out the entire company at 20 crore, in case you do, which I did, your capital gains tax is 0. It's a phenomenal advantage every entrepreneur gets in India, and many entrepreneurs are not aware. So I just wanted to be sort of aware that you can create wealth. An entrepreneur has a problem, you know. Most of us are one-man show. We are the actors, we are the directors, we are the producers, we are the music directors, we are singers, everything, and sometimes we are the only spectators. We can't fall ill. You are getting 1 crore a year, and after 5 years, you are happy driving your car, having family, taking vacations, but you fall ill. After 3 months, you come back from hospital, and that 5 crore revenue is gone, and your 1 crore profit has become 2 crore loss. When you list, you are sharing the risk with others. You can also use the shares to attract other talent. You can give them partnership in your company, like what Narayan Murthy did, right? He gave employee stock options. If you're not listed, how can you give that, right? So it's important to use the stock options and other things if you're listed. Otherwise, nobody is going to become basically partner with you. You can hire HR person, you can hire production person, you can hire a marketing person if you have a listed company. If you see the Indian currency, who signs on that? RBI governor, right? He writes, "मैं धारक को 100 रुपया अदा करने का वचन देता हूँ," right? That is what in Hindi he writes. English, I think he says, "I promise to pay rupees 100." But if he's promising, where is that 100 rupees? That is besides the point. But if you list, you create your own currency. Entrepreneurs are the only ones after RBI governor in India to create their own currency. When you list your share and it's doing well, when its prices go up, basically you are doing well against the rest of India, right? It is your currency. You can use it to take Indian currency by selling out your share. You can buy other company. If you want to buy your competition or something else, you can buy other companies by giving shares, not cash. You can also take employees by giving that currency, right? You create your own currency. This is a phenomenal advantage or a power that is given to the entrepreneur by the society. Nobody else can make. Even Prime Minister of India cannot make currency. It is you who can make currency. It's a phenomenal power. And if you don't list, you are not using your power. And that, if you are doing well, it's going to grow up and up and up, right? So basically, yesterday in the panel, there was one more guy. He said, "I am not going to list. Why should I share the spoils of my hard work with others? I am very happy not listing. I am going to stay." And I said, "Boss, be charitable to somebody, right? I mean, 75% anyway wealth will be there. And if you are making $10 million, nobody cares. But if you make $100 million worth market cap, and out of which 75 million is of yours, that is more than 10 million. But other people who have made 25 million with you also will be doing marketing for you, saying, 'This is a good guy,' right?" So you can be what I call a large fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a large pond. But here, 75% is as large as it gets, right? So basically, you get to make your own currency. You get to hire people. You get to do a lot of things which today you are not able to do because you are not listed. And the best thing is tax benefits. It gives you growth capital. That is, you get the equities, you go to the bank, take more money against that. It's because you have a debt equity ratio and so on and so forth. Then you basically get free marketing. When you list on an exchange, you get 7 channels, CNBC and Awaaz and Zee Business and everyone talking about you every day. That this share price has gone this way, that you get free marketing. You get a lot of vendors coming to you, a lot of customers coming to you just because you are listed. They see your name in newspapers every day. It's a free marketing, take it. There is no amount of marketing that will get you that type of prestige, that type of sort of listing that happens. Other thing is succession planning. Many of you look young, but once you grow up, you have children, you have taken the business to 20 crore, 30 crore, 50 crore, 100 crore level, and then you don't know what to do. Children start fighting. It happens to the largest houses. It happens even in Delhi, because many times people used to feel that only in Western India people fight. After Mahabharata, no brothers fought in North India, but recently somebody got killed, right? So effectively, succession planning is a very important issue in business, and if it's a listed company, it becomes easy. You can give shares. It is as simple as that. Succession planning is also very, very important. And so there are many, many benefits. So what is the catch? If there are so many benefits, what is the catch? The catch is that it expects you to be disciplined. Every quarter, for SMEs, every half year, you have to come out with your results. Anyway, every year we have to come out with results, right? For income tax, sales tax, these, that, everything, excise and all. So why don't we come out with in fact, when I was an entrepreneur, even today in BSE, I have a daily running sort of accounts of my business, which all of us must be having, right? I mean, whoever runs business, he knows how much is cash coming in, going out, how much is sundry debtors, sundry creditors, what is the loan, what is the sort of amount payable to the employees, and so on and so forth. So you have to come out with your results every quarter. You have to be disciplined in informing the exchanges in case any material event happens. But other than that, we are anyway disciplined because we have to file so many forms, so many returns on various things, right? So there is one more thing, nothing great about it, but if you do that, the benefits are immense. And my request is, please take a look at it very, very seriously. The costs are also phenomenally low, around 30 to 40 lakh rupees, what I have been told by entrepreneurs who have become listed on BSE. 63 have become listed. 15 more are getting listed in next 1 month itself. What they have told me is that around 30, 40 lakh rupees, and most of it you can also provide it in cash to the merchant bankers and in kind by giving shares. So that becomes your currency, saying you list me and I'll give you what is out of pocket or a little more as part of the fees, but large part of the fees I'll give you as shares. And so you get listed by using your own shares most of the time, and then you get to become, basically you come into the SME board, and suppose the company becomes large, automatically you become a main board company. Today, there is no difference on BSE between sort of large company and small company. People can sell ACC shares and buy your company if you are listed on BSE. That is as much importance we give to SMEs as any other company. And for me, it is a duty of every entrepreneur to its business that gets listed. And sometimes they say, but I don't need funds, I don't need anything, why should I list? And I give them an example of Narayan Murthy. With that I will close. Narayan Murthy and Nandan Nilekani and all, they didn't need money. They were generating huge cash in 90s. Every month after month they were generating cash. Why did they list? Because listing gave them marketing and also wealth. When they listed, when they came out with IPO, you won't believe the share price at which they came out in 1992-93, it was 70 rupees. And nobody liked the issue, it devolved as we called. So merchant bankers who were the intermediaries who were taking them to the share market, they had to actually subscribe to that. But that 70 rupee share, whoever subscribed to, including merchant bankers, became billionaires. That 70 rupee share is worth probably 1 lakh by rights, bonuses, and so on and so forth by this time. The amount of wealth you can create is phenomenal. And Narayan Murthy also didn't have to list it in US. They were not selling anything to the consumers there, right? But they listed their shares in US and they started getting huge number of customers. Because there the media started talking about Infosys prices going up, going down, and so on and so forth. And that's where people started knowing, okay, we can go to this company to get IT services. So effectively, there are many ways in which you can exploit and you can benchmark yourself with best in the world, best in the country in terms of their prices, raw material prices, their employee cost, and so on and so forth if you are listed. And my humble request is, please get listed at the first opportunity you get if you have a plan to grow. If you want to remain where you are, running a grocery store for yourself, for your children, for your grandchildren who are going to run the same amount, same size of grocery store for next 10,000 years, don't come and list. But if you want to grow, create wealth, create tax-free wealth, come and list on BSE. Thank you very much for calling me.